If you were to give advice to chiefs or people that want to be chiefs or leaders of any organization, what would that advice look like from you?
I think you have to be authentic to who you are. I came into the profession at 17 years old as a dispatcher. And I, at that point, had been shaped by my upbringing, my parents. Um, and so I had a certain worldview. I had a certain way that I felt about people. And slowly over time, that began to get chiseled away because I saw kind of a stereotypical police officer, and that's what I wanted to be. And so I started changing who I was to become more like them, those guys that I saw, um, doing really good work. They were respected and admired, and that's what I wanted. So I started to kind of lose who I was to try to be them. And it was a really long journey to do that only to come back to I can be authentic to myself and also be successful in this field. One of my favorite things to tell recruits is we need you just as you are. When you sat across those people in your hiring board, HR, the police leadership, you you were not a police officer. You didn't have anything to offer other than your genuine self. And they chose you for that. Why on earth, once you got a badge and a gun, would you try to become something other than that? They didn't choose that. They chose you the way you were on day one. Um, and so that would be my advice. I know, especially in the executive levels, and you both know this as well, that there's a persona, there's an idea of what we think we need to be for whatever role we're in. And that's just not the case. I just think we need more people being themselves. And yeah, no pretense, no alter ego or anything, just genuine to yourself is what I would say.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, I appreciate that as well. I think that again, when we're talking about internal trust, if we are being authentic, the trust comes more natural because employees can see right through it if we are not being authentic. It's also really hard to like maintain a facade, especially in like a high stress situation or during a lot of change. And so it's fascinating because even us as higher level leaders, we can point out who has a facade and who doesn't, right? So I appreciate that story as well. And just to kind of wrap up our conversation today and talk about takeaways, I really appreciate you giving us multiple examples of how being authentic and human helped you be a good leader and have a good organization because I think people do lose sight of that because they believe there are expectations put on them. But, again, as a HR professional, I love the handwritten note example because you're really showing people that you do care. And so I think that if any of our listeners have any takeaways, if they can, in their own way, show that they care about their employees, that will get them very, very far.
You're right. In a way that is genuine and authentic to you, whatever that happens to be.
Yes, absolutely.